Alveda King is the niece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the daughter of Reverend A.D. King. Alveda's family carries on the holiday traditions of her grandparents, Reverend Martin Luther King Sr. and Alberta Williams. The Williams King family celebrates by singing around the piano, posing for caricature drawings of the family, and of course, eating food, and more food. Most importantly, it all centers around the gift of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Today, Alveda will share her family's delicious holiday recipes that bring laughter, love, and joy to their holiday table.
Well, joining me now is Alveda King. It's great to have you back with us again.
Thank you,
Always
Terry.
a
Good
treat.
to see you.
Always a treat when you come. How many generations now, when you all get together, do the Kings surround themselves with?
Well, there are about 5 living today, and
Wow.
we can go all the way back to 7 and kind of trace everybody all the way back to 7. And it's just so wonderful. I think my Aunt Christine became 90 this year.
Wow.
My mom will be 87 this year, so it's a
all that
wonderful
good
time.
cooking.
Yes. Oh, boy. Yes, yes.
There's so much that we all celebrate and try to jam into these special holidays, but really in your cookbook and just in conversation with you, the core of your family is family.
Absolutely. And I wanted to say this even before we go into it. It's Gigi's Home for the Holidays cookbook, and you're a gorgeous grandma, Gigi. I'm a gorgeous grandma. And so it's so wonderful now as grandmothers. We have an obligation or responsibility to keep before the younger ones what family means, and food is one way to do that.
Yeah. To make it continue to matter, because the world goes so fast, it's becoming increasingly difficult, I think, to wedge in and demand that time for what matters to you.
Absolutely.
Another element of your family as you gather together that you've held really in high esteem is your faith. What are some of the things you do that connect your family with their faith of the holidays?
We know that faith, hope, and love abide, and the greatest is love, of course. And so even in our family, we have different opinions, different philosophies, different politics, but we agree not to fight, not to argue, and not to splinter over those differences. And we actually pray together. We open even our phone calls when we have family calls. We open with prayer, we close with prayer.
Yeah.
And that's going to be very important.
Yeah, boy, I love that, Alveda, because in today's world, it's become there's so much rancor in the air. Just people's voices, anger, hostility. That's a tradition that's worth holding on to for your family. So kudos to you for prioritizing that, really.
Thank you.
I want to talk about your cookbook because it's pretty awesome. And if you're like me, I am always looking for special recipes for the holiday, and you have put together Gigi's Home for the Holidays cookbook. Why did you do this?
Well, I did it for several reasons. Generationally, there are family recipes. I'm a shake and pour cook. That means I don't write down cup of this, cup of that.
This must have been painful for you then.
It was very painful, so we used Sunday suppers as a test kitchen and cooked the same recipe over.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, we put QR codes in there, and you can actually scan those.
Like
and if you scan that, the video will pop up, and you can see some of the recipes and see us cooking. So I did it for my children, for generations to come, for audiences like this one who want to know, what did Martin Luther King Jr. like to eat? He liked fried chicken and collard greens. So I mentioned that in the book as well.
Yes. Well, tell me about Sunday supper. What is that like for you?
It's very important for families to get together as often as possible, even just in our own nuclear family, and to sit down and eat together, look at each other, turn off the television, and see each other around a meal. And I found out my youngest son, Sunday supper means so much to him. He's a grown man, he has a child of his own, but he's very disappointed if he doesn't get Sunday supper to, at least he works in the afternoon at an airline, but did you do Sunday supper today? And so I was beginning to realize that taking time to go to church together, pray together, and eat together at least once a week is very important.
Do you think they'll carry on those traditions when you're not here anymore?
I believe my children will, because I'm carrying on the tradition for those who came before me, and so I believe so.
You also wrap lots of elements of fun in your gathering together. How in the world did caricature drawing become a part of that?
Well, I've been doing that since I was in my 20s, believe it or not.
Really?
And now I'm 67, but at every gathering or party, I call a caricature artist over, and Tony Smith has been with us for years.
And you just, everybody who wants gets their...
They get their picture drawn, and then there's someone there always playing the piano. I have a massage therapist that comes over.
Ooh, I'm coming to your house.
That's what we do.
That is so fun. I know that when everybody gathers, it's an opportunity also for cousins to knit together, for brothers and sisters to knit together.
That's true.
What do you want, when it's all said and done, what do you want your legacy to your family to be?
I want my family to remember I was the oldest in my generation, the first grandchild of Martin Luther King Sr. and Alberta Williams King. As a matter of fact, my mom actually wanted to abort me, and Granddaddy said, look, you can't abort that baby. Then it would have been a DNC. Abortion was illegal in 1950. I saw her in a dream 3 years ago. She has bright skin and bright red hair, and she's going to bless many people.
Wow.
And so Mother kept me. And so through the years, I think about that, and I think about being the oldest grandchild in that generation as a guardian of the legacy, reminding them we have to pray, we have to respect life. Natural marriage is in the Bible. We need to do that. We have to take care of the poor, but we want to empower the poor and not entitle the poor, but empower people to work. So these are principles that I share with every generation, and I believe that those coming after me will still do the same thing.
It's almost like you had a calling before you were ever born.
I didn't even know it, but I did.
You have so many wonderful recipes in here for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. Do you have a favorite?
Really, believe it or not, it's probably the simplest recipe in the book, but it's the trifle punch bowl cake or the trifle. And you can use creme fraiche or whipped cream and fresh fruits, and you layer all of those, and it's a very beautiful dessert, and that's my favorite holiday dessert to me.
It is beautiful. It's tasty and beautiful. And can I just say, I just had a bite of the carrot cake, and I just want you to know, going up a dress size, but it was worth it.
Hey, sometimes you have to do it. You have to do it.
Absolutely. So if you're loving to cook for your family over the holidays and you want to learn more, check out Alveda King's book. It's called Gigi's Home for the Holidays Cookbook. It's available as an ebook through Amazon. Thank you. You're a treasure to all of us.
You too.
You too. Happy holidays.